There's no way you can pick them out of a crowd. People with learning disabilities blend right in. Sometimes they don't even know.
I always struggled academically since I can remember, since first grade. And so I pretty much had convinced myself in my mind that school was really difficult for me, and that's just the way it was.
Learning disabilities are invisible disabilities. A child may struggle with schoolwork for years before being diagnosed, years in which people don't understand why she just doesn't get it.
Most of my friends could study for about a half an hour and get A's, and I would study for, in the beginning of the school year, I'd study maybe for 4 hours and still get a D.
Kristen, who will soon return to school for a graduate degree, didn't know she had dyslexia until college. The first step is diagnosis. When academic achievement is significantly below intellectual ability, the cause may be a learning disability. Chris, a high school student with dyslexia and dysgraphia, was diagnosed in grade school.
I didn't really find out until second grade when my mom started making me go all these places where they made me do tests for like hours and hours. And that kind of got me really bored, but then I finally noticed after they started telling me that I had slight problems in certain areas like reading or writing.
There are various types of learning disabilities, and they affect individuals in different ways. What they all have in common is that they affect the way the brain processes information.
I think what it means to have a learning disability is that the students in some way are having their processing interrupted. So they're not able to maybe assimilate information as easily as other students, and then again they're not able to express it as easily as other students. So even though they're trying very hard, their ideas may not get across as well as other students.
Or they may not be able to take in the information effectively in the first place.
Sometimes I will read a line and then I'll start on the next line, and halfway through it I'll jump up to that same line I've already read and keep reading the same sentence over again, which gets annoying. And sometimes words change places and go upside down, and it makes it kind of hard in that sense.
Learning disabilities can appear in any one or more of these 4 categories. Spoken language, listening and speaking. Written language, reading, writing, and spelling. Arithmetic, calculation and concepts. Reasoning, organization and integration of ideas. Individuals may be affected in more than one category. Within those categories, there are specific types of learning disabilities. For example, people with dysgraphia may have difficulty forming letters and words, as well as producing legible handwriting. Those who have dyscalculia find it difficult to understand and use math concepts and symbols. With dyspraxia, language comprehension does not match production. A person with dyspraxia may mix up words and sentences while talking. Someone with dyslexia may mix up letters within words and words within sentences while reading. This person may also have poor spelling skills.
The way that a learning disability affects each individual and their learning style is different. For example, in my situation, my learning disability really affects my reading comprehension, and I really have high math skills, or I did when I practiced. But for others, math is really difficult for them, and their reading comprehension is up to par.
Imagine you're sleeping, you're getting really sleepy and you're reading a book. You start to wander, your eyes start to wander on the page, and you start seeing things moving to different, and you read the same line. Well, it's about the same thing, except for it's